beautiful souls. Welcome back to another episode of the Transform with Angel show. I'm your host, Angel Carlton Anderson, and today's episode is going to be out of this world. I want to remind you to like this video, share this video, comment on the video, and subscribe to my channel. While you're happy clicking away, visit transformwithangel.com and download your free ebook, How to Conquer Anything. There's a lot of change happening in our lives and in our world. We've got to be prepared for it. I created a little manual to help get you through it. And today we're diving deep into something that's been making waves. Drones, UFO sightings, and the possibility that we are not alone on this universe. But as always, we're going to take this discussion to a higher level of consciousness, focusing not on fear, but through the lens of transformation. How do these phenomena challenge us to evolve? What does it mean to be a visitor on this planet? And how can we embrace the unknown as part of our own growth? These are just a couple questions that I've been asking myself lately, especially after reading some of the headlines of these sightings that are being shown in places like New Jersey and other places in the world. So let me ask you this. Do you really believe we're the only species running space on Earth? I mean, really? This planet existed long before us and will be here long after we're gone. To think that we are the only ones to hang out here would be kind of silly, don't you think? I mean, as an evolved human or an awakened soul, we know we came here temporarily for this human experience. And when it's over, we go back to where we came from. That's where I think home is. Personally, this is just an experience for our souls to evolve. So what makes us think that others are not doing the same, or at least observing us having a human experience and getting some really good entertainment out of it? It's food for thought anyway. Let's open our minds today and look beyond what's comfortable, not with fear, but with curiosity, not as conquerors of this earth, but as visitors with a mission of growth and transformation. My husband and I, just this past weekend, we were on the East Coast of Florida celebrating our 2-year anniversary. And it was really chilly one day, so we decided to go to a local museum and check out the UFO exhibit there just for fun. And let me tell you, it was fascinating. It was absolutely mind-blowing. The artifacts and the records that were kept, that they had on display, were just undeniable. It was highly convincing that these UFOs do exist. 100%. They had letters from these trusted government sources and civilians. I mean, credible reports confirming these UFOs do in fact exist. Now, I know this might make some of us feel a little uneasy, but let's not forget how many government agencies are set up to study something they claim doesn't exist. Think about that for a second. Let me list just a few that were displayed at this exhibit. I'm going to read this from my phone because I took pictures like crazy. In 1947, Project Sign. This is the first formal investigation of UFOs by the U.S. Air Force. 1949, Project Grudge. This is to debunk the UFO reports. The Robertson Panel in 1952, a CIA-funded committee of experts that examined UFO sightings and concluded that UFOs pose no national security threat, but recommended public education to debunk false reports. 1952 to 1969, Project Blue Book. This is the most well-known investigation by the United States Air Force, which collected and analyzed more than 12,000 UFO reports. 1966, the Condon Report. 1970, the Little Blue Book, a collection of reports and analysts of UFO sightings. 1980s to 1990s, the Center for UFO Studies, Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. That's in 1990. 2007, the Office of Naval Intelligence, ONI, increased focus on UAPs, following reports from military pilots about encounters with unexplained objects. Military pilots are seeing these things and reporting them, and they started an agency to collect information about that. Okay, 2017, unidentified aerial phenomena. Okay, that was established by the Department of Defense to improve the understanding of the nature of UAPs. Okay, 2020, the 2020 Intelligence Authorization Act, the 2021 UAP Task Force Report, 2022 All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. So if you're telling me that the government felt it was important enough to start all these agencies over time to study something that they're telling us doesn't exist. I don't know about you, but I don't like my intelligence being insulted. Just like saying Roswell was a weather balloon. Now, I understand back then the response to Roswell, people were in a panic. It was very scary. I think today we're able to handle the truth a little bit better. So this is just one of the interesting things I learned at this exhibit. Here's another piece of information that Brad and I found pretty interesting at this UFO exhibit. It was a picture of Philip J. Corso, Lieutenant Colonel, U.S. Army. Corso was on the staff of President Eisenhower's National Security Council for 4 years, from 1953 to 1957. Quote, "Let there be no doubt alien technology harvested from the infamous saucer crash in Roswell, New Mexico in July 1947 led directly to the development of the integrated circuit chip, laser, fiber optic technologies, particle beams, electromagnetic propulsion systems, depleted uranium projectiles, stealth capabilities, and many others. How do I know? I was in charge. A matter of public record, I think the kids on this planet are wise to the truth, and I think we ought to give it to them. I think they deserve it." End quote. He also wrote a book in 1997 before he died called The Day After Roswell. I haven't read it, but it's something I'm very, very interested in, especially after visiting this exhibit. A couple of the other things that we found fascinating at this exhibit were the crop circles. Wow. This one in particular, a lot of these crop circles are in the UK, by the way. But what's fascinating about this crop circle is there are 7 large circles, which equal the days of the week. There are 30 medium circles, which is the average number of days in a month. There are 168 small circles, which equal the hours in a week. The central large circle contains 24 small circles, which equals the hours of the day. I think they're communicating with us in some way. And the fact that the straw, the hay, wherever they're creating these crop circles, there's not one broken piece. There's no damage done. I can go on with some of the stuff that I've learned, but I do invite you to explore on your own without denying it first, saying, no, that's not possible. I don't believe in aliens. I don't believe in UFOs. I invite you to explore another path, and you'll be surprised at what you find. It helped convince me. Anyway, moving on. And what I found most interesting, it wasn't really the artifacts themselves, but how they made me feel. They reminded me that we humans are just one small part of a much larger story. We are not the center of the universe. We're part of a greater cosmic tapestry that's been unfolding long before we showed up. I mean, the question is, are we ready to face this reality? And when we do, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. When we do, how will it transform our lives? Because back in the 1940s, when the Roswell incident happened, society wasn't ready. UFO sightings made people panic. Our minds just weren't expanded enough to grasp the possibility that we're not alone. Fear ruled the day back then. I mean, the idea of sharing space with another form of intelligence shook people to the core. But fast forward to today, things are so different. Nothing surprises us anymore. I mean, let's face it, the past few years have been somewhat of a freak show, not knowing what's going to pop up next. From pandemics to wars to political uproar, to riots, it's just been kind of crazy. But despite all that, there's no argument. We've grown as a species since the 1940s. And all those things that have been happening are merely distractions to keep us from evolving. Because we're at a time where we are evolving at an accelerated pace. But there's some powers out there who prefer we didn't. So we're being bombarded with distractions. Don't get me started on that. So we've evolved since the 1940s. Can we agree on that, at least? We've seen technological wonders that make the unthinkable possible. We can now look up into the sky. We could see drones or UFOs. And instead of asking, what should we be afraid of? Oh my gosh. We ask, wow, what can we learn? I mean, isn't that something? What if these sightings are not here to scare us, but to awaken us to a truth much bigger than we imagined? Let's take a moment to really sit with this idea. We as humans are visitors on this planet. We don't own Earth. We are guests here. So why wouldn't other visitors, whether they're from far off galaxies or different dimensions, be checking things out here too? I mean, to me, it's humbling. It reminds me that we're part of a cosmic ecosystem far beyond our individual lives and experiences. When we embrace this bigger picture, we realize that everything, every living being, every planet, every star is connected. We're all part of the same universal dance. And isn't that a beautiful thought? That realization can shift how we move through the world, how we treat one another, and how we view ourselves, how extraterrestrial beings can make us really understand ourselves. And maybe that we're not as evolved as we think. So let's lift our perspective even higher than just our worldviews to a more universalistic view. There was this map at the exhibit that showed all of the thousands thousands of sightings across the globe. It was mind-boggling. And to think that all these sightings were just discarded and blown off as a weather balloon or some other ridiculous made-up explanation. Come on. No, we're not falling for that anymore. We're ready. We're ready to hear the truth. And so what if these sightings are a signal, a sign that we're being prepared for something greater, something beyond the limitations that we've placed on ourselves? What if this entire phenomenon is an invitation to expand our consciousness, to transcend our fears, and to see ourselves as part of a much grander cosmic narrative? Whew, boy, talking about accelerating the evolutionary process. That truth being revealed would do such a thing. You see, our ancestors reacted with fear because their world felt small. But we live in a time where the universe is no longer a mystery. We know it's vast, ever expanding. I mean, just like our own potential. We're learning about the connection that we have to this planet Earth. We grow hair, the Earth grows grass and trees. We are more alike energetically than we think. And the idea of evolution isn't just about our bodies. It's about our minds. It's about our spirits and our capacity to embrace what we don't yet understand. The revelation of UFOs and the existence of extraterrestrial life really has the potential to create a profound unity among humans. In the face of this shared truth, we would no longer see ourselves as divided by nationality, race, or belief systems, but as one human species coexisting on a single planet with a vast interconnected universe. I mean, think about that experience. The awe and wonder of realizing we're not alone could dissolve many of the barriers that separate us, leading to a collective sense of oneness as we confront the mysteries of the cosmos. We may find ourselves more united in our humanity, coming together with deeper appreciation for life, Earth, and each other, our fellow humans, which it seems like we've become desensitized from. I want to share this perspective with you. When you see those drones flying overhead or hear about UFO sightings in the headlines, remember that you are not alone. You are part of something far bigger. As visitors here on Earth, we're called to embrace the unknown, to move from fear to curiosity and allow that shift to guide our transformation. We came here for this experience. Our time here is short in the grand timeline of existence, isn't it? I mean, in this time, we have a choice. We can either cling to what we think we know, or we can step into the unknown with open hearts and open minds. Because that, my friends, is where true transformation happens. So let's evolve through this together. It's going to be really interesting to see how it all unfolds. If the truth will be revealed, I hope it is in my lifetime. I hope it is sooner than later, because in the transparent world that we are now living in, there's not much left that can be hidden. And we have to be ready for that. Let's step into this mystery and realize that we don't need all the answers to unfold right now. All we need is the willingness to keep expanding our consciousness, our awareness of self, of others, of our world, of life. And as we close today's episode, I invite you to sit with this thought. We are here to grow. We are visitors on this planet, as I said. We're part of a greater cosmic story, and every experience, whether it's the sight of a drone in the sky or a personal challenge you're facing, it's an opportunity for evolution, for transformation. And I like to close every episode out with an affirmation to expand our thinking. Here is an affirmation. Repeat after me. I am a visitor on this planet, a traveler through time and space. I release my fear of the unknown and embrace my role in the unfolding of a greater cosmic story. I open my mind and my heart to the mysteries of the universe, knowing that I am here to grow, evolve, and transform. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. Let me know your thoughts. Be sure to leave a comment. What are your thoughts about UFOs and extraterrestrial life on this planet? I would love to hear other perspectives. But in the meantime, keep expanding, keep learning, keep evolving, and remember, there's just so much to discover about life. Let's discover it together. So until next time, stay curious, stay connected, and stay open. Keep looking to the sky. You're part of something beautiful. Till next time.